Hello and welcome to Career Counseling Online Morning Vibe Session. Today we are going to talk about something which really affects our productivity while we are at office or from our workplace. Before we talk about that, let me share a small experience with you guys. Many years ago, almost 10 years back, I was in Hyderabad and for a work, and it so happened that I could manage some time, and the hotelier suggested that why not I take a day off and go around the Ramoji Rao studio. Now I wanted to visit that place for a long time, but then again I couldn't manage time. But since I was for a meeting and I had some spare time, I requested the hotelier to arrange for that, and everything was arranged, right? So I visited that place. I mean, it's like Alice in the Wonderland kind of stuff. Um, it's so hard to believe that when you are inside, you have the sets from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and honestly speaking, the minute details, the detailing, and the kind of real size of every aspect of the set made it so realistic that you need to constantly remind you of yourself that you are not actually in Kashmir or Kanyakumari or even Switzerland. Now, apart from that, it was magnificent. But the thing is, what literally did strike me, as a huge contrast to the kind of scenario that we have in India, is the kind of cleanliness. I mean, that was something that was completely unbelievable to me. I mean, there were thousands of visitors. We were given a bus tour in which we were seated along with many foreigners, and I so happened to get acquainted with a French couple, and literally they mentioned that the kind of experience that they are seeing in terms of cleanliness inside Ramoji, like it is something that they didn't even see within the Hollywood campus, because they have visited both Disney and Hollywood, and they said that this is something unbelievably clean, and it's beyond the human effort. Now the thing is, why it's so clean is because you need to understand that Ramoji Rao Studio drives, or let's say derives its major earning or income through production set. That's for sure. But it is also true that 40% of the income comes from tourism. Now, Ramoji Rao Studio has spent so much of money and time and effort towards keeping it spick and span. Like the moment you enter it, you are honestly taken aback by the kind of cleanliness, the kind of I would say non-polluted kind of environment. So it makes you feel very good. I mean, the feel good factor is immense. Immediately you feel, honestly speaking, very I found it very interesting, and I was able to concentrate on the sets. I was able to concentrate better on the guides, and I was able to have a wonderful experience. And at the day end, when I left for the hotel, it was a great experience. I can tell you guys, it was a great experience, and I loved every moment staying inside the campus. There were star rated accommodations inside the campus. There were shopping malls. There were shops where from you can buy the souvenirs and you can buy the trinkets, and there were so many outlets operating. But irrespective of that, even though their transaction rate was high, the footfall was high, but honestly speaking, the kind of cleanliness that you find there, honestly, many of the so-called starred hotel lacks, or even the hospitals do lack. So it was so clean, and it was completely unreal. Now, why I'm laying so emphasis on the cleanliness of Ramoji Rao Studio? We are not here to talk about Ramoji Rao Studio or promote them. We are not no way associated with Ramoji Rao studio, but the thing is, what I'm talking about is, as a visitor, the kind of positive experience that I had inside the studio, that was majorly because it was so clean. It was spick and span. And even if you go to any IT companies or big corporation offices, you can find that how much amount is being spent on keeping that office premises, its security staff, its complex, its gates and everything, the floors. You will find constantly the floors are being mopped, the floors are being scrubbed, and the floors are being cleaned, the glasses being cleaned. You will find a constant activity there to keep the reception clean, the lifts clean, the floor clean. I mean, this is before the COVID-19 happened. I mean, I'm talking about, see, after COVID-19, this kind of parameters becomes a mandate for every organization. But the thing is, the organizations that I've worked with, I have seen immense effort has been spent on keeping these premises clean and spick and span, because many a times I used to wonder, like, we have this office, our office is so clean, so it's such a nice feel inside, it's so clean, it's spick and span. So why does this building has to spend so much of time and so much of resource in terms of manpower, in terms of funds also, to keep the reception, to keep the surrounding, the gardens and everything so clean? And when I one day when I asked my manager, so what is uh, uh, what is all these expenses? Once or twice a day is good enough. Then he said, like, Sanjay, the kind of experience that you find when you enter the campus, when you enter the HP campus, the whole ambience of it creates a kind of environment, a welcoming environment, not only for its employees who are working hard, who are working for extended hours, who are working on escalations and things which are tough to deal with. So this kind of ambience creates a kind of mental harmony for the employees. Now, apart from the employees, HP campus is visited by investors and collaborators. Now, the kind of experience that they have when they enter the campus, it gives them a impression of the clean business policy which HP might be following in terms of handling international clients or investment or their business practices. Because it's a reading of the subconscious mind that when so much effort an organization puts on emphasis on keeping the campus clean, keeping the security personnel's uniform clean, the roads clean, the grasses trimmed, the plants and decorated. So obviously, the organization that we are going to invest or collaborate with are following certain principles which are going to be ethical, which are going to be clean, and we are going for a clean deal. Now, this is not something that HP can whisper into their ears, but this is subconscious mind doing an analysis of the organization and the kind of emphasis that they lay on clean policy. Now, when we talk about the cleanliness at workplace, many a people, I find their workplace desk, it's all files stacked around, coffee cups there. If you open the drawers, there might be a chips packet laying there, an opened, unfinished packet there. Some crumbs of the pizza that they had in the last Friday meeting, and so on. Now, if we talk to the admins of these organizations, you will find the admin's biggest problem, or the IT department's biggest problem, is rodents. Cables, the wires, the underground wires which runs within the organization, for the power backup, for the internet, for high-speed cables and so on. Rodents attack. Now the thing is, Do rodents like plastic? Do rodents like the cables? Do rodents like to nibble around with the carpets? No. The main thing is when you were having that pizza during that team huddle, uh, well, the breadcrumbs, the oregano flakes, the other things which you dropped on the floor, attracts these rodents, and it's not only for you know the cables, in terms of them damaging those, and the organization suddenly failing, facing a power problem or an internet connectivity problem, which was very very common happening. I mean, people had no idea as to why the rats have climbed up 14th floor and chewed up the cable or chewed up the internet data connection. Now the thing is, guys, you need to understand these rodents are not only attacking this main source of connectivity, they are attacking your business. Any downtime is a downtime for the organization. Downtime means the loss of manpower, the loss of business in terms of revenue invested, in terms of client connectivity, and in terms of escalations piling up. So while you are waiting for that day when escalations would be lesser and things would be fine, you were actually making the road more difficult with that pizza on your workplace, the chips on your workplace, or that easy bite of that biscuit that you were having. I understand, when we are in IT or any other organizations, going for a cup of coffee to the cafeteria, designated cafeteria, and having it there sometimes becomes difficult. I mean, but you know what, guys? When you walk up to the cafeteria, not only you give a rest to your eyes without constantly straining them, you actually also do the blood circulation all across your body. You build a connection with the other employees. You are much more relaxed. You are much more fresh when you come back and work. Even if it's a 10 minutes coffee break, I would suggest you go and have the coffee in the designated cafeteria, and you can have a chit chat there, like 10 minutes. You can hi, hello is fine enough. So that makes you feel connected with the other employees, other departments, and not only it builds up the relationship, it also is good for your health. It's good for your eyes. It's good for honestly the business model also, wherein you will have lesser downtime due to rats or other rodents chewing up the data cable or chewing up the computer cables or internet cables and so on. Many a times my team members used to ask me, like what is the uh, uh, what is the importance of it? I mean, how does it affect my productivity? Well, guys, the thing is, cognitive clutter is something that is the major role. I mean, if you go by the research report, 40% of the work, procrastination and delay and confusion and failure of the project happens. 40%, that's a huge number. 40% happens because of cognitive clutter. you know People face difficulty in time management because of their desk, because the way everything is piled up, so they don't know where to work on. And the moment they have a look of the workplace, well, it's like a huge pile of files and a lot of things, and people do not know where to start from. So ideally speaking, on your workplace, on the table, you should be having the telephone set for the interconnection. You should be having your desktop or laptop. You should be having the keyboard, additional wireless if you're having it, and the mouse if you're having it. Apart from that, a pen stand and a small notepad is all that is required on your desktop, right? On your tabletop, all that is required is this only, for you to produce better result without cognitive clutter. When cognitive clutter happens, what it means is you have so many things your vision is keeping a track of on the table, and you are constantly being reminded, okay, well, I need to work on that file. Well, your eye goes on the sticky note that you have been sticking repeatedly. I need to work on that. And you have a coffee cup which you intend to drop in the waste box, and you say, okay, I need to go and drop this. You have the empty water bottle, and you are reminded like, okay, I need to bring water, and so on. I mean, like, and you have your mobile, you have other things. Well, that is like, you are surrounded people shouting at the top of your voice, demanding attention. Now tell me, if that happens, how do you concentrate on one aspect? How do you deliver your best? It is never possible. So many times they say, but how do we start to clean up? Now the thing is, you can start by your desktop only. Even when I see the screen of my team members, there are 100 files on the desktop, and they have 100 folders on the desktop, and while they have to look for a particular file, they are all searching throughout the screen. So you know you do not need to put everything on your desktop. I mean, unless it's absolutely important, there is no need for everything to be cluttered on your desktop screen. You can put separate folders as per the kind of responsibilities that you take care of. Like, I used to divide all the mails and all the documents, store it as folders which were easy, like IT and systems, finance and accounts, like operations and HR, and so on. A label against a folder, and you saving it at that point only. Once you have read that mail, or read that document, saves a tons of time it saves for you to access those files later on. But it is also easier for you to concentrate on what's absolutely is necessary. Second point comes in is, how do we start cleaning up? Because when we are into a huge pile of mess, whether it's the desk, or it's the drawers, it's whatever. Well, many a times when people ask, like, how do we clean up? The thing is, yes, I agree that internal peace, or internal purity of mind, of soul, is important. But guys, I understand that you have a wonderful soul, you have a wonderful mentality, you have a wonderful feelings, but unfortunately, the inner thing is not visible to me, or the or your boss, or your directors, or or those visitors who might be paying you a sudden visit. So start with cleaning up your exteriors. I mean, when I talk about exteriors, is like, please shave every day. This is a this might sound very stupid, like asking a guy who's 4 years or 40 years, advising this. But yes, I have seen people attending meeting in with grubs and unshaved face, and they look immediately, they look sick, honestly, to me. They look very tired, they look very casual, and they look very they actually appear as somebody who takes rules for acceptance, or like, it's okay, I mean, it's my personal life. But the thing is, guys, when you're working in a workplace which has spent so much of amount and work power behind the speak and span, it also expects its employees to come to office in clean clothes, in clean appearance. Because if you are unclean from the exterior, how do you portray your clean intention of working hard, with ethics, with honesty and integrity? I know it's very wrong to judge somebody, like from the exterior. As they say, you cannot judge a book from its cover. It's true, but it is for the book. You are a human being. Please don't draw that conclusion and philosophical part to me. Because when you are clean, I'm not talking about you wearing Prada or Gucci every day to your workplace, but the thing is, clean shirt, trouser, you know living every day, and a clean appearance, gives a very very clean feel about you. you carry that positive aura about, well, what's in today, let's work on that together, that kind of attitude. So guys, when you are working on something, you are working with a big project, you're working with a big organization, please take care of your appearance also, because that matters. I'm not talking about you visiting the salon every other weekend, or you wearing Gucci, Prada, or wearing the handmade Italian shoes. No, I'm not talking about that, but you exactly know what I mean. Clean shoes, clean clothes, and clean appearance gives a very, very clean idea about, you, a clear aspect about you. And you will find better acceptability among your team members, better acceptability when you are meeting somebody, your visitors, and so on. Personal hygiene, I would request you to take care of. That is also a part of cleanliness in the workplace, because you don't want to go and meet somebody, a collaborator, stinking badly. I mean, you need to take care of that body odor if you are having a problem. You need to take care of that food odor if you are having a problem. Clean socks, clean shoes, and taking care of your personal hygiene. I did not say you brush your teeth twice or thrice, take your shower, use soap. No, I'm not going to tell that, but you know what I mean by personal hygiene. Take care of that, take care of your appearance, and you will have much better acceptability. When you are at office, please stop piling up the coffee cup. Please stop eating at your workplace. Please stop dumping unfinished chips and biscuit packets in the drawers. Drawers are meant for files, folders, and accessories which are required for you. That is not a storeroom for biscuit or your monthly ration, to just grab out of it and nibble around. Please don't do that. That's completely unhygienic, because you need to understand these rodents visiting this place, your dryers, or sniffing around. They carry a lot of disease. You might go sick. You never know. They might be licking around your bottle, your coffee cup, and you might be too reluctant to wash them and have water or coffee again on those cups. But then again, you make your way to hospital, honestly speaking. So guys, clean up. I mean, personal cleanliness matters. Your workplace cleanliness matters. And obviously, you don't intend to be rude, but if you find somebody not compiling this kind of complying by this kind of policies that you expect in terms of cleanliness, in terms of workplace cleanliness, please, I mean, if you find somebody spitting around, you might instead of, I don't want you to bash around those people. You might ask that person, like, do you do this at your home? I mean, if you do not do that at your home, why are you doing it here? Because I find it completely unacceptable. I have seen it many a times in the smoking zone, though they have a designated place to drop the cigarette butts, but I have found that people smoke around, they throw around, and all that I have seen is poor lady, one poor guy from the housekeeping constantly brooming up. Now you are an educated person. If you have a place for dropping the cigarette butts, you drop it. That shows that you are educated. That shows that you can read the sign, cigarette butts only. So the thing is, if a designated place is there, you need to mention that. Guys, please don't drop the cigarette butts there, because you don't want that mail from a admin advising you, like a kindergarten, like, guys, next time you smoke, please don't throw around the butts in the stairs or in the entrance of the office. So guys, that's completely unacceptable. Keep your workplace clean, keep your appearance clean, and you will have a better understanding of the work. You will be better productive, I can guarantee you. Cognitive clutter, when you remove all this clutter from your workplace, your focus is absolutely on what is work in hand, and you can deliver much better. So with those advice, and expecting next time your boss visits your workplace, they should stop and pause and take a look at your workplace, like, oh, that's clean, that's pretty nice. I mean, you can put up your certificate, that certification that you did. You can put that certificate. You can put a small family photo also there. Remove all those pens which do not work, the broken pencils. Remove those. put things in the place, right? The Now scissor is an accessory, a gems clip is an accessory, a board pin is an accessory. They don't need to find place in your pen stand. Okay. Now what is you might accidentally injure yourself also with those kind of things. If you are in a hurry, you're trying to grab a pen and run for the meeting. So many a times I've seen people actually getting hurt. Nothing major, but why? I mean, the scissor access, scissor, gems clip, board pin, the paper clips and other things are accessories, and they are meant to be kept in the part or the box which is meant for accessories. You have wonderful if you go to the departmental stores also, or you can talk to the admins for those multi-segregated plastic trays, wherein they have designated place for accessories, pen, board clips, notepads and everything. You can ask for one of those, or you can get it yourself also if you find yourself not able to arrange for that from the admin. It doesn't cost much, but the thing is, it actually helps you in finding the things which you need when you need them. I mean, right? If you need a pen and if you need a scissor, you don't need to look around and misuse of the time. So the thing is, guys, workplace cleanliness is something that will help in increasing your focus in your work, but it also gives an impression to anybody and everybody who's working around with you that you are very particular about with your work. You are somebody who's meticulous, who is systematic, and somebody who's organized. That's the main thing that your clean workplace mentions about you, that you are organized. So even the management would like an organized guy to take care of a project when the next big project comes in. So if you want to work on that next project, first, today onwards, work on your workplace cleanliness. With that, guys, with that note today, guys, I wish you all the best. Take care of your health, and stay with us. Stay tuned with Career Counseling Online. Yesterday, we had a wonderful chat with ex-Indian Air Force officer, Mr. Vishwajit Ghosh, turned into a director, editor, and an actor, a wildlife photographer, and we had a long chat. We had a wonderful experience, learning experience from this entrepreneur in his journey towards photogenic. So I would request you guys who missed the show yesterday to visit our Facebook page, which is Career Counseling Online, and you can take a glimpse of what we talked about. The interesting parts and the learning part is obviously there. So with that note, guys, I wish you all the best. Take care of your health. Stay home, stay safe. And as I always end with this statement, learn, contribute, and evolve. We meet tomorrow again. Take care within that time. Bye.